Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony Black Eggleston. I'm the Director of Spiritual Care and Mission for the Columbia Network. And I'm excited to welcome you to our 2024 Mission and Values Awards recognition ceremony for Peace Health St. John and for PHMG Longview. I am so excited to have so many people here in person. This is the first time in 4 years, we've been able to have an in-person ceremony. So it means a lot that you all came out. Thank you. I want to make sure to extend a special welcome to Sister Francina, who of Peace. As you know, the Sisters of Peace founded Peace Health, and this is their 140th anniversary this year for this Heritage Week, so that's a big deal. And at this point, as is our tradition, we're going to have a reflection. So let's prepare ourselves for the time of reflection. And as we prepare ourselves, we're going to have a land and labor acknowledgement from Michelle Todd, our Manager of Spiritual Care for the Columbia Network.
Heritage Week provides us a place to acknowledge that our Peace Health heritage has been entrusted to us by people, our founding congregation, and by place, the lands and places where we work and serve, and the people who came before us and served as traditional stewards of these lands. We acknowledge with humility the places throughout the Pacific Northwest where we serve are on the ancestral and occupied lands of many Indigenous peoples who have called and still call these lands home. We pause to pay respect to their elders and community leaders, past and present, and to the land with its rich resources, which enabled Indigenous tribes to flourish and steward the land according to their traditional cultures. We pay respect to the persistence of Indigenous community members to honor their heritage, and we commit to stand together as all to steward the land for all of our descendants. We also pause to recognize and acknowledge the labor upon which our country, state, and institutions are built. We remember that our country is built on the labor of enslaved people who were kidnapped and brought to the US from the African continent. We also acknowledge all immigrant labor, including voluntary, involuntary, trafficked, forced, and undocumented peoples, whose labor remains hidden in the shadows, but still contributes to the well-being of our collective community. To the people who contribute this immeasurable work and their descendants, we acknowledge their indelible mark on the space in which we gather today. It is our collective responsibility to critically interrogate these histories, to repair harm, and to honor, protect, and sustain this land that we live in.
Thank you, Michelle. So now, as is our tradition, we'll continue our reflection on our heritage with these thoughts by Sister Kathleen Pruitt. Let me ask us all to take a pause, have a deep breath, and lend our focus to this reflection.
Before we begin this reflection, I'd invite you to take a deep breath. Still yourself and listen with the ear of your heart. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who speak of peace, who work for justice, those who announce salvation in compassionate presence, who say to all people, to a wounded yet wonderful little corner of our world, our God reigns, our God is within and among us. This slightly adapted scripture passage from the book of Isaiah rang in my heart as I thought about you, caregivers and leaders within Peace Health, gathered together to honor our mission and values, award recipients. As a sister of St. Joseph of Peace, I think it is safe for me to say that we are privileged to witness your commitment to Peace Health's mission, values, and ministry, and want to be a loving, supportive presence with you as you, each in your own way, live your commitment each day. In St. Luke's Gospel, Jesus gives expression to what seems a cry from his deepest longing. I have come to cast fire on the earth and would that it were already kindled. There is no one definitive commentary on what Jesus might have meant in uttering that heart-wrenching cry. One thing for certain is that Jesus held in his heart a compassionate and tender love of all humanity, the good, the not so good, and the ugly. He also knew that he could not in his earthly ministry reach that whole, not to draw to the infinite mystery we name God, all those he would like to have touched and tended, consoled and comforted. I wonder how might that cry resonate in our ears? I think it is the plea, the invitation, the challenge, uttered in a moment of deep passion for us to do as he has done, to be about the works that he engaged in, to draw all whom we meet, touch and tend, even those alienated or whom we might have alienated, into the great mystery, many name God, into compassionate and tender love. Think about your ministry within Peace Health. Listen to the richness, the gift, the picture and the pattern woven in what you have committed to individually and as a group. You are the heart, the hands, the feet of the one who touched the wounded, the sick, the dying with tenderness and care. And you each in your own way join the heritage and commitment of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace, who have entrusted the continuance of this ministry into your hands and hearts. We are one body helping to fulfill the deepest longing of the heart of Jesus, that all may know the compassionate presence, the generosity, the self-outpouring love of the great mystery many name God. You do that in small and large ways, one moment, one touch, one step at a time. May you always be who you are, who you say you are, healers, bearers of a hope, a compassionate presence, holding in your hands deepest respect for each person, doing what you do, that our little space in this corner of our world might be a more healthy, whole, and peace-filled place. You are spark of the divine, bringers of hope, healing, and compassion to those in need. How beautiful and precious is that. Thank you 1,000 times for who you are and for what you do as caregivers and leaders in the name of Peace Health. Amen.
And now I'd like to introduce and welcome up Sherelle, our Chief Administrative Officer. Thank you, Sherelle.
Thank you. What an honor to follow Sister Kathleen. And sisters, welcome. I want to take a moment of appreciation to thank all of you for coming here today. And I also want to extend that to the caregivers who are currently taking care of patients and their loved ones so that we could enjoy our time here together. This is my most joyous day of the year. To think that we're all here in person and virtually to celebrate our recipients of our Mission and Values Awards. Congratulations. I'm thinking about what Sister Kathleen said. Listen with the ear of your heart. Words like compassion, presence, peace, justice, console, comfort, tender love of all humanity. I believe that is what differentiates all of us together as a family, taking care of our patients and their loved ones. But it's not just about providing health care, it's about how we do it. And that's why we're different. No matter what are our experiences or our backgrounds, we are here because of our mission, values, and ministry. We have a calling. We are here to serve. We all get to witness the small and big miracles that happen every day here at Peace Health St. John Medical Center, and that's because of all of you. I can't thank you enough for carrying on what started so long ago and that is so important today, tomorrow, and for our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherelle. And now I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about what the recipients are going to be receiving when they're announced. So the first item they're going to receive is a framed certificate with their name, role, and the value for which they're being recognized. These certificates have all been signed by Liz Dunn, the Chief Executive Officer of Peace Health, as well as Erica Torres, the System Vice President for Mission Integration. And then they're also going to receive a peace lily, certainly because peace is in its name, and because these plants remind our recipients that they are sturdy and hardy. Even when this lily droops, with only a small drink of water, it'll stand right back up in short order, and so do we. And so now it's my privilege to introduce Jamie Keener, supervisor of our first recipient. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you. Emerald Dykes is the 2024 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of respect. Emerald is a CNA at Peace Health St. John Medical Center on the telemetry unit. She is recognized for her work ethic and compassion to both patients and caregivers. One busy night, Emerald was sent to the emergency department to help. Emerald jumped in to help with additional patients, even though they were not assigned to her. One patient with advanced dementia was curled up in the fetal position, wearing saturated clothing. Emerald showed patience and kindness to the patient as she got them clean and changed into a gown. She calmly and politely talked with the patient, explaining and assuring them throughout the admissions process. Emerald also gave the patient warm blankets, providing them comfort so they could rest better. You could just see in the patient's eyes and expressions that they really wanted to understand and cooperate with her, however they could, and that they appreciated the way in which she was working with them, said the nominator. Of course, there were times the patient got frustrated, but Emerald never skipped a beat. Emerald demonstrates the Peace Health value of respect for every individual in their healing and restoration of wholeness, body, mind, spirit, and relationships. Thank you, Emerald, for living our value of respect. Congratulations.
Okay. Should I say it first? Okay, sorry. Let me pull it up. First off, I just want to say thank you. Accepting this is a huge honor, and I feel very grateful to be the recipient of this award. I also want to say thank you to my family. Love you guys. I was very blessed to be born into this family. They've only ever taught me kindness and compassion. I try to use this in my day-to-day with my patients. During one stay at the hospital, it might be easy to forget that they're scared, you know. I tried my best to show human compassion and empathy for those who need it. Being kind does the world wonders. Thank you.
Thank you, Emerald. What a testament to someone who lives out our mission and values every day in her work. And now I'd like to introduce and invite up Stephanie Bullard. Our next recipient, unfortunately, couldn't be here in person with us, but Stephanie is going to receive the award on her behalf as well as read the nomination.
Thank you. Hannah Cathcart is the 2024 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of collaboration. Hannah serves as an emergency department technician here at Peace Health. She is known to go above and beyond in every interaction with caregivers and patients. One time, a patient in the emergency department needed a splint before being discharged to a skilled nursing facility to receive physical therapy. Hannah volunteered to help when no one else was available. Hannah asked the patient about any skin issues she needed to know about and worked with the patient's nurse to ensure the patient received the best care possible. Hannah is also part of the Code Blue response team. Code Blue indicates a patient is in critical status. On more than one occasion in a code, Hannah has mentored and supported certified nursing assistants on the inpatient units, some of who are experiencing their very first code. I have witnessed Hannah's interaction with patients in the ED, and she does an amazing job of communicating with patients, said Michelle Hendershot, house supervisor in the nursing support services. I just feel like you don't have to watch close to see Hannah be amazing. I see it with almost every interaction I have with her. Hannah embodies the Peace Health values of collaboration, creating an atmosphere where collaboration with others improves personal and community health. Thank you, Hannah, for living our values of collaboration. Congratulations.
And now it's my privilege to introduce Brandon Dawson, our previous Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of social justice here at St. John, as well as Aaron Varney, who will announce our next recipient.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is 100% my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Hannah Catlin, as the 2024 Peace Health Mission and Values Award winner for social justice. Let me tell you a little bit about Hannah. Hannah serves as our one of our speech language pathologists. I get some speech help, apparently. At both the hospital here and at our outpatient clinic here in town. Hannah cares deeply for her patients and routinely goes above and beyond to meet their needs. Last year, Hannah recognized that her patients with progressive neurological diagnoses such as Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease, and multiple sclerosis were navigating the challenges of these diseases alone. Recognizing that her patients would benefit from interaction with others living with similar diagnoses, Hannah, on her own, organized a support group for these patients, their spouses, friends, and caretakers. This group provided an opportunity to build friendships, share strategies and ideas while lifting the spirits and morale of each other. Hannah created the group's mission statement, identified the patients, and led the first group meeting last year. A couple of months ago, I personally had the opportunity to attend one of these groups and witness the wonderful little community of support, learning, and love that Hannah created. Patients and spouses knew they were in a safe space. The love and support amongst the group was very palpable. Many of them expressed to me how helpful and beneficial Hannah and the support group have been in their lives. They cherish their new friendships and their burdens have been lightened. One of them shared this with me. The one thing that stays with me about Hannah is her sincerity. The diseases that we face are terrible and disheartening. She is straightforward and yet compassionate in the way she communicates with us. I really appreciate what she has done for us and with the group. The meetings help me remember that I'm not the only one dealing with these kinds of problems. Hannah shows deep commitment to the peace health value of social justice by improving the lives of everyone with whom she comes in contact, by identifying and assisting in removing barriers to personal and community well-being. Please join with me in congratulating Hannah.
Thank you, everyone. This is my home, so it really is a privilege to get to serve this community, and I'm very honored to receive this award. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite up Liz Verbrugi, who will announce our final hospital recipient this morning.
Thank you. Beth Valancourt is our 2024 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of stewardship. Beth serves as the lead pharmacy technician at Peace Health St. John Medical Center. Daily, she shows a commitment to the value of stewardship. Beth is responsible for purchasing medications for the Peace Health St. John Hospital, as well as the ambulatory clinics. She's continuously looking for ways to optimize drug purchases, from changing to a less expensive generic medication to adjusting drug quantities kept on hand to reduce waste. Beth also conducts and coordinates drug inventories several times a year. This is tedious, time-consuming work that is vital to ensuring the finance department has accurate information about the value of drug stock on hand. Last June, Beth took the initiative to improve the inventory process, partnering with pharmacy and drug wholesaler colleagues to implement new technology tools, which are estimated to reduce the time needed to do inventory by half. This shows an amazing commitment to stewardship and to our mission at Peace Health by looking to work smarter to support our patients and give excellent care. As one of Beth's leaders, I truly appreciate her initiative to improve her work processes, the teamwork and facilitation skills she uses to do it, and the passion to make a difference and carry out the Peace Health mission. Beth demonstrates the Peace Health value of stewardship in care for the environment, finances, time, and talents. Thank you, Beth, for living our value of stewardship. It is an incredible honor to be receiving this award today. I would like to thank our pharmacy leadership and staff members for endlessly supporting me in my role. I'm grateful that my 22 years here at St. John has allowed me the opportunity to serve our community in such a meaningful way. And also a huge thank you to my family, because I wouldn't be able to do it without your love and support as well. Love you guys.
And our final award this medical here in Long. That award, it's my privilege, Tracy Nichols, the senior clinic manager.
Thank you. Tad Westdale is the 2024 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of collaboration. Tad is a physician assistant at the Peace Health Medical Group Lakefront Clinic in Longview. He is a dedicated clinician who truly cares for his patients and stands by them through their hardest times. One of Tad's patients recently shared his gratitude for the exceptional care Tad provided that not only prevented the onset of significant health challenges, but saved the patient's life. Last fall, the patient was examined in urgent care after experiencing the feeling of having something stuck in his throat. The patient explained to the care team that he was going through financial struggles and his health insurance was expiring at the end of the month. Tad and the radiology team worked quickly to get him an ultrasound where it was discovered he had a growth on his thyroid. My stress level was through the roof, the patient explained in his letter. Tad told me right then and there, we will take care of this and I'm going to see this through with you till we cross the finish line. He said, I will never forget that. Thanks to the ongoing persistent efforts of Tad and the radiology team, the patient was able to have a biopsy before his health insurance lapsed. That winter, he had surgery to remove his thyroid, which tested positive for cancer. On Christmas Eve, while recovering from surgery at home, the patient's pulse rate jumped. He said, I don't know if Tad had a sixth sense, but he happened to contact me right as this was happening. The patient explained in his letter. My heart went into atrial fibrillation. I spent Christmas Eve in the emergency room, but luckily my heart's timing corrected itself naturally. Tad went out of his way to call and check on how my surgery went and my well-being on Christmas Eve. I will never forget that either. The patient is now recovering well and shared that he is incredibly grateful for the care Tad provided. He is not only an amazing provider, but just an amazing person in general who truly cares for his patients and stands by them through their hardest times. The patient also expressed gratitude for patient financial services. They completely helped me with all my medical costs. This was such a huge help during that difficult time. Tad truly embodies the Peace Health mission and values, creating an atmosphere where collaboration with others takes place to improve the health of our patients and communities. Thank you, Tad, for living our value of collaboration. Congratulations.
Oh, geez. Well, I thank Mission Services and Tracy, obviously, for the recognition. And Tracy is instrumental in patient care as well. When we have problems, we go to her or to Jessica, and they get things done. So, and they're probably sick of hearing me vent to them on a pretty regular basis, but either way, ultimately, I'm practicing the golden rule that my mama taught me. I just hope that if I were ever to become ill or my family were to become ill or have a need, that we would receive that same sort of support. And I think we all probably feel that way. I also want to thank my wife, Sarah, and my two children for putting up with me on the bad days. Because not just the bad days, but also being here on the good days. And so I'm very grateful for that. Healthcare is difficult. We all know this, and I'm just so blessed and so grateful that I have such a wonderful support structure at home and a fantastic cheerleader. So thanks again. Really appreciate it. Humbled.
And at this time, I'd like to invite up Sister Ann to share with us some final thoughts before we close our ceremony.
Thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be here and on this really auspicious occasion. And honestly, just listening to the stories of the awardees is so inspirational. And, we mentioned that January 7th was the 140th year anniversary of the beginning of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. And 1891, of course, was the beginning of the health ministry here in the Northwest. But we are so grateful to our awardees. We are so grateful to every single caregiver within this facility and within all of our clinics. And we're grateful for our wonderful leader, Sherelle, too, for the great job she does in witnessing to the mission and making it live. And Sister Francine and I are privileged to be here and be able to speak on behalf of the sisters, but on behalf of all of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace, who pray for you all daily in their prayers, especially at St. Mary's in Bellevue. Many of those sisters actually are retired from health ministry. In fact, I was sharing at the beginning, the photograph in the very beginning. Sister Francine and I both served at St. Joe's in Bellingham as nurses in the early 70s. And there was a picture there of Sister Bridget Collins, who is the administrator of St. Joe's, but who also delivered tons of babies here at St. John's, as Sister Frances Xavier. And there was a picture there of Dorothy Van Werven, who was the head nurse in surgery at St. Joe's in Bellingham, a wonderful head nurse who died of cancer. So we really do stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before us, and we are so grateful. And Francina and I, although we can't be here a lot nowadays because of the circumstances, we want you to know that you always, always are in our hearts and our prayers, and we thank you for carrying on Christ's healing mission.
Thank you so much, Sister Ann. Congratulations once more to all of our caregiver and provider recipients. Your stories, oh, please, let's applaud them. Let's do it. Your stories and your words today have inspired us. You remind us all why we do this work together and why we are all needed to carry on the healing mission entrusted to us. Of course, I want to thank once again Sister Ann and Sister Francine for being here. It means the world that you can represent the community of sisters here at St. John. Thank you. And to all of our virtual participants who joined us and helped celebrate our heritage in 2024. It just changed, right? 2024 Mission and Values Award recipients, thank you. Let's do one more round of applause for Hannah, Emerald, Hannah, Beth, and Tad. Always, always, always remember that together we carry on our healing mission. Thank you. We have some cookies and coffee over on the table if anybody would like to join in some fiddles, but thank you.